to my YouTube channel. So today I am going to be doing this fall inspired makeup look. So I'm going to be using cranberries, browns, and golds, you know, very fall colors, and kind of matches the sweater that I'm wearing right now. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see how I got this look, then please keep watching. Alright, first we are going to start out with the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in the color Eden. And this will just help really lock in our eyeshadow all day, especially since it's a dramatic look. You want to make sure it stays. So I'm just dabbing this all over my eyes. I let it dry for, 30 seconds to a minute till it gets a little tacky, and then I rub it in all over my eyes and make sure it's nice and smooth and blended. Next, I'm taking Scotch tape and putting it on the back of my hand and pulling it up, and this will just help get rid of some of that stickiness. I use this technique to help draw a really crisp line when I'm doing a dramatic eye, and it also makes applying your eyeliner with that wing that much easier. To set it, I am using the color Heaven from the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette, and I only did it at the top of my brow in the video, but you do want to do this all over your eyelid, and that will help prevent the other colors from skipping along your eyes. And next, taking Cashmere Bunny, I'm going to use this as a transition shade. So taking it on a fluffy blending brush and just moving it back and forth in windshield wiper motions across the higher point of my eyelid. So this will really help blend the lighter color at the top to the darker colors that we're going to work into our crease. Next, I am taking this color single from Lancome. It's in the shade Color de Jour, and this is from their metallic line. It's kind of a shimmery plum color, and it's perfect for the fall look that we're going for here. And I'm just working that into my crease right below where we put that transition shade, and this will just help to start deepening that shading on our eyelid. And I do it in windshield wiper motions as well, and then I flick out the end just a little bit so that it starts creating that really dramatic cat eye. Next, I am taking a smaller tapered blending brush and going into the color Sexpresso, and I'm going to follow that same pattern that we did with the plum color, but just focusing a little bit more on the outer corner. And we keep the outer corner darker and the inner corner lighter. This way it creates a bigger eye and makes it appear more awake. Next, I am going in with another Lancome single, this time in a shimmer in the shade Kitten Heel, and I'm using a flat synthetic brush, and I am just going to work this on to kind of the center of my eye. You want that kind of glow right in the middle of the eye. And next, I am taking the Bye Bye Undereye concealer, and I'm using this as kind of a primer for the gold that we're going to be placing on the inner corner. So I'm just using a flat concealer brush, and I am carefully painting in, I guess, the first third of this. Will not only make the gold color stick really well, but it will also make it a lot more vibrant and help it to really pop on our eyelid. And it acts as a primer, so it helps it stick longer and better, and it creates a really dramatic look when you can kind of carve out that cut crease. So next, I am using the Naked 2 palette from Urban Decay and dipping into that gold shade called Half Baked. And I am using a goat hair Morphe brush to just pat that onto the concealer. And again, this will just help get it to stick, and you can see that color is really bright. And then I'm going back in with the Kitten Heel, that kind of pink shimmery color, to help blend it onto the center of the eye. And this will make the gold kind of create an ombre effect from the gold to the pink to the plum and brown on the outside. So now I am going back in with the plum color, and what we're doing here is building up the color in the beginning by layering on the shades, and then now I'm going back in with the same colors in reverse to really help blend them all together. So now we're taking the brown shade and really working it into the corner of the eye. And last but not least, taking the Heavenly Bone White shade and going back over the eyebrow to really help meld everything together. And now I'm just cleaning everything up with a clean blending brush. Moving on to the face, I'm starting with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and this will act the same way as the eyeshadow primer does. It will just help lock in our foundation all day and help it look smooth and flawless by filling in some of our pores and just helping the foundation glide right over it. So I kind of pat it into the area around my nose where the pores tend to be larger, and then I rub it all throughout my face. For foundation, I am using the Lancome Renergie Lift in the color 240 C10, and I am taking a damp beauty blender to just dab this all over my face, and I use light pouncing motions, and this will help really blend it in naturally so that you don't end up with any streaks from a brush or your fingers. But if you're in a rush, you can use a foundation brush and it will do a similar job. But this helps, the Beauty Blender gives you a really airbrushed, flawless finish. So don't forget to drag it down onto your neck so that you don't end up with a different colored face and neck. For concealer, I'm using the Bye Bye Undereye in the shade Light. And I am going to place this everywhere where the light would naturally hit you. So underneath your eyes, the bridge of your nose, the top of your forehead, and your chin. This will really help brighten those features and give it kind of a natural, not quite sun-kissed, but it'll give it that glow that really helps brighten your eyes. And I blend this out with the Damp Beauty Blender again. This just really helps melt it into your foundation and give that flawless airbrushed finish. And I was having some trouble getting all the way under my eyes, so I use this flat concealer brush to really help get tight along the waterline and draw out that crease where we had the tape so that I don't mess up my eyeshadow line. Then I am taking the Tarte Smooth Operator. This is an Amazonian clay finishing powder, and we are going to use this to help bake our face. So when we bake our face, we use the finishing powder on all the high points where we applied the concealer, so under our eyes, down our nose, on the forehead, and on the chin. So applying this powder and letting it sit for 10 to 15 minutes while we do other parts of our makeup will really help lock it in and make it last all day. And supposedly it works like an oven and bakes it into place underneath the powder, and it really helps keep that lightened area in place all day. And it also prevents from creasing under your eyes. To set the rest of my face, I am using the Absolue powder from Lancome in the shade Pearl, and I'm just applying this with a fluffy powder brush to help lock in our foundation. For bronzer, I'm using the Temp2 bronze shade, and I'm just going to dab this underneath my cheeks and along the top of my forehead. And this will help bring some dimension back to our face since we've been doing all of the lightening and the powder. This will really help give us kind of that sun-kissed glow and bring our look back to life. This is especially helpful now that we are entering the winter months and we're not as tan as we were during the summer, so I know I have lost a lot of my tan. So using bronzer will really help give that illusion of the sun-kissed look. You can also apply fake tanner all over your body to help you not look as pasty, but this is doing the trick for me for now. Next, I am taking the Smashbox contour kit and I'm using the contour shade on a flat brush from e.l.f. And we're going to use this to really define kind of the hollows of our cheeks and along the bottom of our jawline. This will help give the illusion that our face is slimmer and help deepen the contour. For blush, I am using the Shimmer Violet Sunrise from Lancome, and I'm just applying this above where we put the bronzer on to kind of the apples of my cheek and working it back into the hairline. And now we're going to remove the bake, so I am taking a fluffy brush from Sephora and just dusting that off underneath my eyes and along the forehead, nose, and chin where we applied the setting powder. And it's very important to make sure everything is blended together so that we don't end up with these streaky, patchy, different colors going on our face. So I am using the Damp Beauty Blender again to really just help blend together the blush and the bronzer and the contour and make sure that it is all working well together to give us that flawless finish with our foundation and the different colors that we want. Next, I am using the Shu Uemura Eyelash Curler, and this is one of my ride or dies. I cannot live a day without curling my eyelashes, and this is the best one that I have ever found. I actually even order it from Canada because they don't sell it in the US anymore, but it is phenomenal. And next I am moving on to my brows, so I am using a spoolie to brush up all the hairs, and I am dipping into the color S'Espresso from that Too Faced Natural Eyes palette, and on a sharp angled brush I am just making light strokes to make a flat line underneath along where my eyebrow goes, and pushing the product upward and then just filling in any gaps that I have. So my eyebrows are naturally already a little bit thick, but this will just help define them and make sure there's no patchiness throughout. So if your eyebrows do not need filling in, you can skip this step, but I think especially with doing a dramatic eye today, filling in the eyebrows will really help, offset the bold lashes and the dramatic smoky eye, and this will just help make sure that they don't get lost on your face. For eyeliner, I am using the Maybelline Eyestudio in Blackest Black, and I'm just taking an eyeliner pencil from Morphe and working this onto my lower lash line. And I know you're not supposed to pull at your eye, but I find that this works best to really get a nice clean line. So I am following along the edge of my natural eyelashes, keeping it a little bit thin, and then I am winging it out and following that line that we created with the tape and our eyeshadow. So this makes it really easy to seamlessly apply eyeliner when you have a line to follow. And just sharpening that point at the end there. For the lower lash line, I am going back in with the shade Color de Jour from Lancome, and I am using a Morphe pencil brush to just work that product in underneath my eyes and smoke that out along my eyelash line. So we're going to kind of mirror what we did on the top. So we're using the plum on a thicker brush, and then I'm going in with a smaller detailed pencil brush with the color S'Espresso, that's that dark brown color, and really getting tight up against the waterline to help give it that gradient effect. For the inner corner, I'm using the shade Silk Teddy from the Natural Eye palette, and I'm just working this onto the first third of the lower lash line and into that inner corner there. And this will help make our eyes pop and keep them looking brighter and more awake. And then on the top of my eyebrow, right in the corner there. Using Tarte's Lights Camera Lashes, I am applying a thin coat of mascara to my lashes before applying the falsies. And this will help just blend my eyelashes to the black false lashes, and it will also help my eyelashes stick to the falsies and make sure that it looks really natural and that they blend together. So I am using my Tweezerman tweezers and coming in at a downward angle and placing them into the middle of my eyelashes, and then I am going to attach the inner corner first and then move on to the outer corner. And I let the glue get tacky for about a minute before I put them on, and it really helps lock them into place right away instead of them slipping and sliding around. Then I am going back in with the Lights Camera Lashes to make sure I coat the bottom lashes so that they don't get lost in the drama of the false lashes up top. For lipstick, I am starting with the color All Done Up from Lancome, and I'm just applying this as a base lip, and then I am going to blot it off with a paper towel so that the color is just kind of staining my lips. And then I'm going over it with the new Maybelline Vivid Matte Liquid Lip in the color Corrupt Cranberry. And I found that this color was quite streaky and patchy, so that is why I applied a base coat under it so that it really helped it pop. and stay in place. And for a little bit of shine, I am using the Cosmakery shade Ballerina and just applying that to the center of my bottom lip and in the middle of my top lip. Last but not least, I am applying highlighter from the Eyestudio Wonder Baked Highlighter, and this is in the shade Cream Puff. And I'm feathering this on right above the cheekbone and down my nose and just along the Cupid's bow. And last but not least, to lock in this look, I am using the Makeup Forever setting spray and just holding it away from my face and doing a couple sprays and then fanning it with my hands to dry it in. Alright guys, so this is the completed look today for the Cranberry Fall Smoky Eye. So you are ready for sweaters, boots, and to get out into this cold fall weather with your beautiful Cranberry Smoky Eye. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!